When fans think of T20 World Cups, Australia has long been one of those teams you almost take for granted. They've won multiple global titles, they boast depth across batting and bowling, and they've historically had one of the most consistently strong wide ball setups in the world. But in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026, co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka, everything unravelled for Australia in a way that few saw coming. After an inconsistent group stage, Australia failed to qualify for the Super 8, becoming the first major powerhouse to be knocked out this early from this edition of the tournament. Their elimination was confirmed after a combination of losses and results elsewhere meant they simply couldn't accumulate enough points to advance. A washed out match between Zimbabwe and Ireland handed a crucial point to Zimbabwe, pushing them ahead in the standings and sealing Australia's fate. Australia could no longer catch up even before playing all their group fixtures, leading to their premature exit. So now, when you trace the path to this outcome, several factors become clear. Firstly, Australia couldn't string together consistent performances. They did open their campaign with a solid win against Ireland, putting 182 for 6 on the board, but that was followed by back-to-back defeats to underdog sides. The game against Zimbabwe was arguably the turning point. Zimbabwe, often perceived as an outsider in T20 tournaments, defended a total of 169, with their fast bowlers in top form, dismissing Australia for 146. Pacer, Blessing Muzurabani, 4 for 17, and Brad Evans, 3 for 23, led the bowling charge, exposing weaknesses in Australia's middle order. In that innings, batters like Cameron Green and Tim David were dismissed for ducks. Although Matt Renshaw made a fighting 65, it wasn't enough to keep Australia in control. Following that loss, Australia needed to respond strongly against Sri Lanka in a must-win clash. But despite some promising batting from Travis Head, 56 off 29 balls, and Mitchell Marsh, 54 off 27 balls, Sri Lanka chased down the total with relative comfort thanks to a commanding century from Pathum Nissanka, 100 not out. Australia succumbed by 8 wickets. Miraculously, the rain-affected outcomes elsewhere meant even winning their final match wouldn't be sufficient to leapfrog the teams above them on the table. Another undercurrent in Australia's campaign was preparation and player availability. Their previous warm-up series against Pakistan resulted in a 3-0 whitewash, where Australia suffered heavy defeats. Some of those losses were by margins of 90 and 111 runs, signalling early there were issues with execution and pressure handling. There were also injury and availability concerns. Quicks like Pat Cummins and Josh Hazlewood were absent at times, and that impacted the balance of the bowling attack. Australia's coach defended their preparation, insisting that the squad was committed and had been focused on the tournament. But many critics pointed out that a combination of late arrivals after domestic commitments and bowling vulnerabilities left them ill-equipped to handle the rigours of subcontinental conditions. From a performance standpoint, Australia's batting lacked a clear rhythm outside individual contributions. Yes, Renshaw, Head and Marsh produced good scores when they got going, but there was little consistency beyond them. The middle order repeatedly failed to take the momentum forward, and when early wickets fell, the team never quite recovered. Sweepers like Glenn Maxwell offered hitting power, but his impact was limited by inconsistency. What we've seen so far from Australia in this tournament is a side struggling to find that blend of aggression and control. And in T20 cricket, especially at the global level, you cannot afford to be disjointed in either discipline. This was supposed to be a tournament where Australia asserted dominance, yet instead they found themselves watching the Super 8 lineups lock in without them. Beyond the stats and results, there's a clear psychological element as well. Teams that are used to success often rely on confidence and established patterns of winning. But when early matches go against you, especially to teams who are not traditionally counted among the favourites, momentum shifts rapidly. Australia, despite being one of the higher ranked T20 sides, never quite regained that sense of belief as the group stage progressed. Let's be clear here though, Australia isn't a weak cricketing nation, far from it. They were champions in 2021 and are traditionally among the best white ball teams. But cricket is evolving, and tournaments at this level expose even the slightest lack of cohesion. On the field, Australia's campaign was one where individual skill often showed, but collective execution did not. At the end of the day, they wrote their own fate, beaten by spirited sides, undone by inconsistent bowling, and ultimately edged out due to results they could not control. Now let's get into the next part of this video, where I'll talk about the Super 8s and what's next in the tournament. With the group stage now complete, The Super 8s of the T20 World Cup 2026 are set, and the landscape of this tournament has shifted dramatically. Australia's exit means that the stage is truly set for a fascinating mid-tournament run. The Super 8s format begins with all qualified sides, starting with 0 points, playing a round robin within their group, from February 21st through to March of the 1st, 2026. The remaining 8 teams will contest 12 matches that determine who makes the semi-finals. In Group 1, we have India, Zimbabwe, West Indies and South Africa. In Group 2, the lineup features Pakistan, England, Sri Lanka, New Zealand. India, as defending champions with an unbeaten run in this group stage, remain the team to beat. They lead in key metrics like wins, total runs and sixes, factors that underscore both consistency and firepower in their batting lineup. Zimbabwe's run to the Super 8s has been one of those feel-good stories. Defeating both Australia and Sri Lanka at crucial moments, they topped Group B and now enter the next stage with real belief. Players like their seam bowlers and in-form Brian Bennett have shown that underdog teams can compete at this level. The West Indies and South Africa round up Group 1. West Indies are unbeaten so far and have hit form at the right time. South Africa, on the other hand, are a strong unit with versatile depth, although they have faced some resistance in critical matches. In Group 2, Pakistan obviously carry big rivalry energy after advancing from Group A. They'll start their Super 8 campaign against New Zealand on February 21st in Colombo, a game that could set the tone for their round robin progress. England and Sri Lanka complete the group and will bring their own distinct playing styles. England with disciplined bowling structures, and Sri Lanka with aggressive spin and batting hitters. While it's early to call in favourites, India and West Indies look particularly well balanced. Pakistan and England also cannot be underestimated. Pakistan's bowling attack and batting depth have shown that they can explode on their day, and England's mix of experience makes them dangerous in crunch scenarios. South Africa's consistency is always a threat, and Zimbabwe's confidence can make them a dark horse. In the next 2 weeks of the Super 8s, every match will matter because there are no carryover points from the group stage. This format rewards teams that can perform on the day and adapt quickly to different conditions. Whether it's spin on sluggish subcontinental pitches or seam movement on surfaces that assist quicks, the ability to adapt will shape who moves into the semi-finals in early March. From here, the cricketing world will be watching closely. With big names, underdog narratives, and plenty of unpredictability, the Super 8s could easily produce their fair share of drama and memorable performances. And even though Australia's journey has ended early, the competition remains wide open for those who have earned their place in the next stage. Please do let me know, guys, how are you finding these videos? I really enjoy making these voiceover ones. Work remarkably well, so if you're enjoying them, please let me know in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.